Tonight, the music concert that rocked Australia. Famous YouTube celebrities arrived in Perth to create the best show in town. We'll have the highlights. In other news, WA state budget has confirmed strong rise on utility bills. Thanks for joining us.
Also in the news, Lindsay Tanner slams media sensationalism. And look who is presenting tonight's evening sports.
Three of the most famous YouTube artists on the planet gathered at Perth this Tuesday for the Boombox music concert. Around 800 fans turned up to this event. Organisers and participating artists are overwhelmed by the crowd's passion and the love towards their music. It has been a phenomenal night this Tuesday in Perth as international YouTube artists from America, Australian East Coast and local talents here at Perth comes together at the Winthrop Baptist Auditorium for a performance lasted more than 2 hours. The fans screamed and yelled as their idols and favourite celebrities comes onto the stage and perform. Without doubt, most of the audiences are teenagers and young adults who always browse on YouTube, the world's most favourite popular online video sharing site. The Boombox Music Tour Perth has been an ultimate success. The fans just can't wait to get the autographs of the celebrities after the music concert. Most audiences are satisfied with the concert, but it seems they have a different opinion of who performs better on stage. What's the best part of the performance for tonight?
JSL.
Best crew!
JSL.
Best crew! My brother! Daniel Law! Daniel Law!
The organisers for the Perth concert was very happy with the reaction.
Not bad for our first try in Perth, yeah, definitely.
Major artists including Kev Jumper, Nigga Higa, Andrew Garcia, Jace Lee, D-Pryde and Melabara Az has accepted our exclusive interview after the concert.
Alex, hey, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys, so thank you for all the love and support, and it means a lot to us when you guys come out and support. So thank you, and the next time we see you, hopefully we'll be on the stage again, giving you everything we got.
Local artists have also spoken to us, saying they are more than happy to join next year if it is possible.
Jump on the boat? Yeah, I'll probably try out. I'm fresh off the boat.
To finish off, they all have a little message left for you.
Thanks for coming to Boombox. Thank you for coming to Boombox.
Ivan Leung, DHK News.
WA Attorney General Christian Porter presented the 2011 state budget before Parliament this Thursday, stating this is a budget about fundamental choices. At a time when the prices of utilities are forcing the cost of living ever higher, this new budget has not been met with universal praise. Large sections of the budget will be devoted to future infrastructure projects such as the Perth foreshore redevelopment, and on top of that, $1 billion will be devoted to social services.
The WA government released the new state budget today that had a strong focus on social services, with $604 million going to the not-for-profit sector over the next 5 years. It's been heralded by the WA Council of Social Services as a landmark funding decision that will protect the services our communities rely upon.
The Council has applauded the state budget this year for the coming 2011-12 budget. We think that the Barnett government has followed through on its commitment to really invest in the supports and services to people who need them most in the community.
Not surprisingly, Opposition Leader Eric Ripper is not happy with the details of the budget, stating that this is a budget based on a whinge and a prayer.
A whinge about the Commonwealth Government and a prayer that nothing will go wrong with the state's economy.
He also said that funding is being funneled into the not-for-profit sector only out of necessity because of the sharp increase in the cost of utilities.
Well, families won't thank Mr Barnett for driving more of them to charities and then for giving more money to those same charities. Why do we need to give more money to charities in Western Australia? The answer is so much extra is being demanded of those charities because of Mr Barnett's utility price increases.
The government has acknowledged they've made the difficult but necessary decision to raise the cost of utilities, admitting that it will hit some families hard, but passing the blame onto the previous Labor government for keeping prices artificially low. WA Police Union President Russell Armstrong said there was little in the budget to aid the state's police force and predicted the budget would mean pain in the pockets of WA families.
Well, it's a very disappointing budget for police. I think it's the worst budget I've seen in a number of years. Absolutely nothing. I can't call it a bucket with nothing. It's a teacup with absolutely nothing in it for police. It offers nothing for WA police. More red light cameras means more pain in the pockets of Western Australians.
Clinton Little, DHK News.
Former Federal Finance Minister Lindsay Tanner has released a new book called Sideshow that criticised the declining standards of the Australian media and political worlds. A subtitled Dumbing Down Democracy, the book is damning indictment of the roles that the media plays in how our political process are being reported and shaped. Having spent much of his life involved in Australian politics, Tanner offered a unique inside perspective that is both insightful yet pessimistic about the future.
Sideshow was made available to the public on the 2nd of May this year. This book has become immediately popular among Australians recently. Written by the former Federal Finance Minister Lindsay Tanner from the ALP, who retired from his position in 2010. He expects that the media will have a diverse reaction to his publication.
How the media will respond, I think you'll get different responses from different parts of the media. Some of it will ignore the criticisms. I know from private conversations with a number of serious senior journalists that they've got exactly the same view that I've got, and they feel that their craft is being trashed, as is the craft that I was part of, by this relentless drift into the world of entertainment as how politics is portrayed. So I think you'll get sections of the media that'll be quite sympathetic and will actually take up the issue. Others will react, I suspect, somewhat violently to some of the criticisms that are made of them.
Tanner feels that coverage quality is declining due to the media's approach in turning serious subjects into an entertainment circus, which can easily mislead audiences. He says it has affected how he conducts himself as a politician.
My awareness of the dynamics of the media, how it functions and how it is always roaming the political landscape looking for tawdry, cheap little personality-based bits of content that have got absolutely nothing to do with what the political process is about.
Shibs, DHK News.
Now time for some Hong Kong stories. The Chief Executive, Donald Tsang, has accused political parties of using environmental protection as an excuse to prevent major infrastructure works from being built. The High Court recently ruled that the Environmental Impact Assessment report conducted for the planned Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge was flawed, causing likely delays in construction.
Hong Kong Chief Executive Mr. Donald Tsang said reports for another 80 projects may have to be redone, potentially affecting Hong Kong's competitiveness, cutting back the creation of jobs and marginalizing the territory from the mainland's economic growth. Speaking during a question and answer session in the Legislative Council, Mr. Tsang also appeared to rule out resuming the home ownership scheme or introducing a universal retirement scheme. Legislator Regina Ip took issue with the Chief Executive's comments on alleged abuse of court procedures. She said it would have been wiser for Mr. Tsang not to have made the remarks and hoped the judges would not be swayed by them. Civic Party legislator Audrey Yu said it was part of the efforts by the government to shift the blame to someone else. She added that tremendous pressure was being brought to bear on the judiciary. Clpro, DHK News reporting from Hong Kong.
Hong Kong civil servants may receive a pay rise between 5 and 7% this year. The finding of a survey compiled by a government-appointed committee shows that workers in the private sector received generous salary increases. The Pay Trends Survey Committee will submit its report to the government for consideration next week. Civil Service Union welcomed the findings.
The former IMF chief Dominique Strauss-Kahn has vowed to fight charges that he tried to rape a hotel maid in Manhattan. He has been granted a $1 million bail by a New York judge. If convicted, he will be facing 25 years behind bars.
New York State Supreme Court Judge Michael Obus said that the 62-year-old Strauss-Kahn can be released on a $1 million cash bail and placed on a 24-hour home detention with electronic monitoring conditions proposed by his lawyers. The judge also said that Strauss-Kahn must have a one-armed guard with him at all times, at his own expense, and a $5 million insurance bond. His wife, French television journalist Anna Sinclair, and his daughter Camille Strauss-Kahn had arrived at the court arm in arm. Strauss-Kahn arrived in court looking tired and was wearing a blue shirt and a grey jacket. He strongly denied charges of a criminal sexual act, attempt rape, sexual abuse and unlawful imprisonment in a letter released on Wednesday by the IMF announcing his resignation. Isabel, Huther, DHK News.
Time to join our superstar Jacob Leung for all the latest sports, and it seems the Aussies are after the World Cup.
That's right, Ivan. They just won't give up, will they? Football Federation Australia suggests a re-vote to host the 2022 FIFA World Cup if the bribery scandal against Qatar's bid is proven. FIFA President Sepp Blatter has refused to be drawn on the idea of Qatar being stripped of hosting rights. But if the bribery claim is true, it will raise Australia's hopes after it was the first country to be eliminated during voting late last year. But the FFA refused to speculate about the hypothetical position above. A $5,000 fine has been given to West Coast Eagles by the AFL for withdrawing Andrew Embley prior to the game. Both Embley and Daniel Kerr pulled out of the game minutes before the start of the derby against Fremantle Dockers. Kerr was injured during the warm-up session and a medical assessment has ruled out Embley. He was still named on the Eagles team list 90 minutes before the game commenced. And that's all the evening sports. Have a great weekend. Ivan, Anna?
Thanks, Jacob, and that's DHK News for tonight.
Thanks for choosing us. We will leave you images with the lighting show on the City of Perth Council House. Good night.
Good night.